He's going to be all by himself next year.
Well, it's been a really fun situation with the Fishers. They're all great kids. The families are great.
Comes from a long line of Fishers in the program.
Well, as far as Mark and Tommy go, I know that Mark really values Tommy's opinion. Tommy's a very good teacher of the game.
South Brunswick, New Jersey, a suburban town with a population of 40,000 residents, located 30 miles south of the state's most populous city, home to Newark International Airport and the New Jersey Devil facilities. South Brunswick is where junior defenseman Mark Fisher calls home, and after an up-and-down season the previous year, Fisher hopes to spark the young locker room in hopes of capturing South Brunswick's second GMC title in 4 years. The first test of the season comes on the road in the form of Red Bank Regional High School. This film will highlight the 36-hour preparation routine Mark Fisher follows in order to give his team the best chance at victory. 36 hours before the first puck drop of the season, Fisher and his Vikings take the ice for an after-school practice. Even after practice concludes, the hockey never stops, as teammate and alternate captain Matt Gorzynski challenges Mark in a game of NHL 14.
Well, Tom Bertuzzi almost killed a guy, so.
Oh, it's always fun. Always a good time. I don't know, I think we're pretty even. Games always come down to a goal or an overtime. So it's always fun.
It's game day morning, and Marky and older brother Tommy take a trip to the local ice rink for a pregame skate sharpening. And as every Fisher car ride goes, the New York Rangers are the topic of discussion. Today's talk is about the recent loss to the Boston Bruins.
Charles so overrated. All he's got is the reach, and he's big. That's it. He just got scared. Like, I mean, I'm sure if you just sit there and watch him. Did you see the first goal?
The game or the third period?
The first goal of the game.
By them?
By
Yeah, it was Stahl.
Yeah, Stahl kept looking around. From what I hear, I mean, apparently they were good last year, Red Bank, but then they lost a lot of seniors. So, and I heard the seniors are good. So I think we have a great. I think we're gonna do good.
We should play good.
We should stick with them the whole game, you know.
Yeah, that's great.
Not like I wouldn't say if we would dominate or not, but like just play hard. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Chop it away.
and we had one freshman failing 3 classes.
Wow.
But we're doing a lot better.
That's
We
really
had 15 guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
A lot of playing time. Still waiting on one.
He plays the body well. He's a small kid, but he does everything he can, plays as hard as he can. There's no doubt in my mind he'll play college hockey somewhere, whether it be Rutgers or wherever he goes.
Is that net almost?
I know.
Best stick ever. Yager Toho.
I get 6 of those. You settled with the score, I was thinking.
Mark will have some special guests in the crowd at tonight's game, as his grandparents from Florida are in town for the celebration of Thanksgiving.
If I can fit into the uniform, I'll do it for you.
I mean, on the field.
Yeah, break, relax, and sleep it in.
Then enough relaxing.
Funny.
If I asked you to do it, would you do it?
I can't do it. I can't. I think, yeah.
The sport of hockey runs deep in the Fisher family, and the basement is home to all the relics of the cherished game.
That was me, my first year as a Bantam. I was playing forward. Both years I was at Pro Tech, I was a forward, not a defenseman. That year, I did produce a little bit. I should have produced more, but yeah, that was a fun year, because all the guys and stuff. But it was fun playing forward, but then eventually I stuck to my position. I've always played in defense. This was a picture of me during Pee Wee's. I think that was a team that Tyler Allen was also on, so it's pretty fun. I think it was Tyler Allen and Thomas Shire was both on that team. It was great memories.
After the tour of the house, the brothers head to the Sonic drive-thru, a South Brunswick staple, where Marky will eat his nutritious pregame meal. After the boys return home, the break in the action of the New York Ranger game allows for some in-depth interviews with Mark and his mother. We then asked Mark the hardest question for a hockey player to answer.
What does it mean to be a hockey player?
What it means to be a hockey player, it's a great. It means the world to me. It's defines myself as a person, and it's all I've been doing my whole life, and hope it continues. In this house, like day to day, it's always been about hockey ever since I was little to now. It's always been, hey, did you see the Ranger game? Hey, what do you think of your high school game later? What do you think of Kyle's game? Are you like reffing any hockey games this weekend? Or it's always been about hockey, and it's just great because I love this atmosphere in this household. I love how everybody talks about hockey. It's awesome.
Doing hockey, we either at a game, if we're not traveling or going to a game, we're sometimes at a professional game, or watching it on TV. It's all about hockey in this house. It's very chaotic, traveling different places. There's always tournaments, a lot of weekends away, a lot of separation, especially with Ray. You're going 3 different directions. You love the sport, you eat, breathe, die hockey. But Mark and Tommy have always been Ranger fans. They'll go to other, if they're invited, they go to other sporting events or other teams that are playing. They just love it. They just love watching it and, absorbing it all. And Mark, he's going to take his SATs. We got to see what kind of college he could get into. And, I think for him, he would like to play club if they offer it. So, which is good. I'd like him to play club. And then driving, that's another whole other issue.
Mark played with Tommy for 2 years. Describe the feeling of seeing them play alongside one another, especially them being defensive partners.
That was exciting, yeah. Like with the both of them playing together, they would point out each other's faults, and mostly Tommy teaching Mark, the different plays, and also when they played with Ryan, it was great. It was like something that they'll remember and will remember forever. Very close. All the cousins are close, even including Amanda. They're all, very close. They got each other's back 100%, and I think they all enjoyed playing that 1 year together. And then they all have their different style, I think Mark's more laid back, more conservative. Tommy will take that chance, jump into it. And Ryan, he's in the penalty box. He's the enforcer. If we found a pond that was frozen, Mr. Fisher would always take them, we don't get too good of, cold around here, but when it was, he would find a pond, take them. They'd go roller hockey at the park. They were always involved with hockey. I'm sure there's things that were broken in here. They probably haven't told me. I've yelled at him numerous times, with the ball and the banging, but I'm sure, there are things that were broken. He's definitely matured, a lot of responsibility. I've seen him, for the love of the game, and just, he's just become a nice young man.
This family's been Ranger fans. It's been a couple generations, I would have to say. My grandfather was a Ranger fan because at the time there was no Devils. And then he passed it on to my father, and then my father passed it on to me, Tommy, and Kyle. Some pregame rituals I have is sometimes it would be like the soccer ball. They kick the soccer ball to get loose. Some music to pump you up before the game because you always gotta get pumped up. And just focus on the game. Everybody just takes a moment in the locker room to realize what they need to do, what needs to be done to help the team win. The classiest kid on the team, I would say, is Matt Gorzynski. Just his personality, his enthusiasm on the ice, off the ice, in school, out of school, all over the place. He's a great kid, very positive, brings a lot of energy to the team. The best dressed on the team for away games. Watching all 3 of my years here, David Kim by far. David Kim is by far the best dressed. Classic David Kim setup, probably be the sweater vest, the nice pants, occasionally a tie, but the rolled up sleeves. Feelings on game day in school, you just can't wait to get out of school because you want to be on the ice, you want to play. Wearing the tie is showing that you do have a game, you have to look presentable. Everybody's asking, do you have a game? Yeah, can't wait to get out of here. The bond of some of the players on the team is very strong because a lot of the kids have played with each other basically throughout their life. I was with Tyler Allen since I was a squirt or a peewee. That was we built chemistry up. Yeah, and same with Kevin McCoy. Kevin McCoy was my first ever D partner, and that was very good. And now that we're playing together for high school, it's awesome. My role model, I would have to say, would be my older brother Tommy. The reason why I would say that because like I would always want to be the player and the person that he was. My favorite hockey player growing up, I would have to say, would be Mark Messier. Even though like it was a short time period from my lifetime and when he was playing, but just even watching highlights of what he did back in the day, like he got 6 Stanley Cups, especially one with the Rangers, which you lifted a city up and like gave hopes to them. And he was just a great player. He was physical, he scored goals, he basically did it all. Well, in general, we're a young team. Overall, maybe in the conference we'll do very well. We got to work on a couple things, like chemistry and all that stuff. Like we got to get pucks off quick, get to the net, and good things will happen if all that comes together. The key to success this year is to always work hard. We might not be the best skilled team out there, but we will be the team that will work hard from the first shift to the end. And that's what wins championships.
After Mark talks pregame with us, he begins preparing for the road trip as his focus narrows in on the game. Only 2 hours from now, Mark will be relaying this same information to his teammates in the locker room. As Mark loads his gear onto the team charter bus from South Brunswick High School, production crews will await his arrival at the Red Bank Armory Ice Complex.
Make a big deal of it. You spit that trash up on me. I'm dodging sticks and stones. You fly off at the handle. You crash like Dow Jones. A big deal of it. Your powers are useless. You're barking, no right. Your hater rate is pouring.
We meet back up with Mark as an hour out from game time, he begins dressing and exercising the limitless pregame rituals.
The ballad of the black gold. They call it Texas tea, but it's bigger than a cowboy with a lasso. It's deeper than a...
After Mark and his teammates are fully dressed, they await the pregame speech of 7th-year head coach Mike Slansky and his assistant Jeff King.
Defense, Coach King will run the D.
Absolutely.
All right, this team is you know, I really don't know what to make of them. Last year they went to quarterfinals in the States, but they're only 500. Right? They beat an 8 seed in the first round, which tells me they're not going to lay down for anybody. Things we need to key on. Right? Last week against Wat Chung, you know, Coach King and I were talking about. They thought we played a good game. Right? Obviously, we need to put the biscuit in the basket. Bottom line, we don't score. We can't rely on Hop, you know, giving up no goals and us winning 1-0. Which is why we did all those offensive drills all week. I want to play a control game, which means skating the puck into the zone. You're the puck carry, guys. I do not want to see anybody driving to the net. Unless, of course, it's a 1-on-0. That's a different situation. But if it's a 1-on-1, a 1-on-2, 2-on-2, I want to see you take that puck, curl, take the puck into the corner, work behind the net.
I don't care if they're big or small than you. Why don't you put somebody down, all right? Let's be aggressive, guys. Have some fun out there. You've got to skate harder than they do. We're going to have to outwork people this year, yes?
Yes, Coach.
All right.
So we can look at this game and say we're going to, regardless of the outcome of this game, we're going to be fine in the conference. But you know what? I don't want to be fine in the conference. We've been fine in the conference. We've won the conference. You guys should be looking at one thing, and one thing only, and that's playing in the Prue Center in the middle of March. All right, let's go out, let's have fun, let's kick some ass.
Go, boys.
Woo!
There we go.
You guys need to support each other. What about here, boys? Let's get have a good
Prue Center, boys.
Our crowd is here. He really is the president.
No, that's not it.
You want a shot of this?
Let's go, boys. There we go. 1, 2, 3, fuck it! Hey, want to score a goal, huh? You too, huh? Why don't you score a goal? Yeah, yeah! Yeah, yeah!
As the game rolls on, the Vikings battle with the speed and physicality that they had expected.
Boys are hitting the lock. Watch up. Heads up. Heads up. They're coming. I got it. Heads up, boys. Head this head up.
But the speed proves to be too fast as sophomore forward Eric Paris is called for a 2-minute minor boarding penalty. The Vikings penalty kill unit will get their first test of the season.
Ow!
Good shift, man. Stay. 30 seconds. You got 30 second rest, you good?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
fine.
All right, we'll go back on. Please stand him up, man.
Yeah. Don't reach. Nice up, Kev.
Just as the time on the penalty was winding down, the Vikings give up a power play goal, falling behind 1-0.
Guys, come on, let's get one right here. Get one right here, a lot of time.
The first period comes to an end with South Brunswick still trailing Red Bank Regional 1-0. Halfway through the second period, the Vikings catch a rare break, as the Red Bank goalie will sit for a 2-minute penalty and a 10-minute misconduct for not abiding by the newly placed New Jersey hockey net guard rule.
With that said, I'm leaving today. I got some concrete ideas, and they've been paving my way towards all the downtowns. Generate shots!
10 right shots. Let's go, boys.
Throughout the second period, the Vikings continued to apply pressure in the offensive zone, but as the horn sounds to signal the end of the period, the Vikings enter the locker room, still down by 1.
Physical team, guys. You think they're better than us? That's 1 freaking nothing. We will win this game if you guys execute. That means moving the puck. 1-minute shifts. You guys can't be out there 1 minute 45, 2 minutes, guys. After a 2-minute shift, you're beat. You're done. You're making mental mistakes at that point.
See everything. You gotta get your sticks on ice. You know, you hear it all the time. I think I counted 3 backdoor opportunities where even though the puck's in your feet, you're still able to get that one time. You're just missing it. I don't know if your head's not down, your stick's not down. You just gotta bear down on that. And where's Jeff, wherever you are, you have a great shot. Hit the net. You're missing it by an inch, maybe a foot. You just gotta get it in and walk it in there. Whatever you gotta do, just get it on net. Cause I've seen it. You can snipe, so let's start working on it.
Knowing the Vikings must respond, captain and senior center Raj Kumar and his wingers Tyler Allen and Jeffrey Wu generate some offensive chances, trying to even the score.
Nice. Out. Out.
As the Vikings are battling back, Brian Mazur takes a hard hit into the boards. This leads to Jeffrey Wu, a soft-spoken leader on the team, to skate into his defense, a small example of the camaraderie of this Viking team. The Vikings still had yet to tie the game until, with 2 minutes left, Mark would make his biggest contribution to the game. Fisher and defensive partner Hunter Rule both notch an assist on sophomore standout Tyler Allen's goal. As the clock winds down in the final period of play, Raj Kumar has an opportunity to score the game-winning goal, but is unable to capitalize. The Vikings end the game with a handshake and start their 2013-2014 season with a record of 0-0-1. Hockey is not a sport that someone casually chooses as a hobby. The roots of the sport are deeply ingrained in every person who makes the commitment to play it. The love for the game starts young, watching their favorite players perform on the sport's largest stage, and that is just a spark. For Fisher, his list of players includes Mark Messier, Brian Leach, and Mike Richter. The love for the game only continues to grow through the levels of youth hockey, through the high school level, and is exhibited in the NHL as well. It is the ultimate team game, and the tight connections from a single locker room expand into a close-knit fraternity that stretches worldwide. Mark Fisher is a great ambassador for high school hockey, always dedicated to the game, on the asphalt playing in the neighborhood roller hockey league, on the pond during winter weekends and snow days, and of course, on the Vikings' home ice at Pro Skate Arena. Mark consistently looks to improve some aspect of his game in order to benefit the team. His preparation, intensity, and focus cannot be questioned. Though he only stands 5'7", weighing 150 pounds, Mark walks the blue line as though he is the biggest man on the ice, and it is because of this that his teammates have the utmost amount of respect for him, naming him their alternative captain. Mark is the undisputed leader of the South Brunswick Vikings, and he will always hold himself and his team to the highest standard. A torch has been passed down from hockey's greatest heroes, and Fisher carries that torch today, donning the black and gold. This has been SBHS36, Mark Fisher.